Hey everyone, today we are going to be talking about Diablo 2 Resurrected and my first impressions on it. Now I know Blizzard and Activision are under a lot of heat right now with the lawsuits and all that, but Vicarious Visions are the ones that are really taking up the slack on this, and I think they should get the credit that they deserve for the work that they're doing. So we're still going to talk about this game, and yeah, we're just going to jump on in knowing that.
Alright, so a little bit about my experience with Diablo 2, or just Diablo in general. So, I used to play Diablo 2 back when I was like 6 or 7 with my dad about every Wednesday, I think. And we probably beat the game like 100 times. That was my first experience with Diablo. I never played the first one. And then I played the third one when that came out. Played that one a ton. I know people don't like that one, and I get why, but I still found it enjoyable playing with my friends. But Diablo 2 is really where I got started with the franchise. So I have great memories, but they're really old memories. So speaking of memories, let's talk about the graphics and how I remembered them. So, if you're like me, then you would have seen what I see on the screen and been like, what did they change? And at first I was like, I know that they updated the graphics, but this is kind of how I remember it looking. And it wasn't until I found out how to change between the old and the new graphics that I was like, oh, that's what it used to look like. And so it went from looking like this to looking like this, which really kind of blew me away. Once I figured out that button, I was like, alright, they actually did some work here, and it looks way better now than it used to. My brain actually had me thinking that the game looked like, not that. So the graphics were improved, but how was the gameplay? Well, I'll start by saying that I was playing this on an Xbox One X, and the game was not originally built for this. In fact, it used to not have any controller support whatsoever. So, playing this was a little different than, when I originally played it, but it still felt the same even with a controller. The same stiff movements, the same way the character has to turn before actually, attacking in the proper direction. If you try to turn your character and attack at the same time, you'll end up attacking in the wrong direction. Everything is pretty much the same. It feels the same. And that's not a bad thing. It's somewhat refreshing to have this sort of stiff gameplay. It's kind of weird. Like modern day games, if they had this, it would seem clunky, and you'd be like, I don't want to play this. But here, I don't know, it feels good. It brings it back to, a simpler time before microtransactions and when games were actually finished at launch. Now, I don't remember the exact way that the game controlled on PC. I assume you used the numbers to do stuff. I know you clicked on the screen to move around and all that. But on controller, it actually feels pretty good. Like, I'm sure it's way simpler to play on controller than it is to play on keyboard or mouse. I can almost guarantee it. So, we're gonna come to the end here. This is an old game, so there's not really a lot that I can say about it, because it's old. If you played it before, you'll be right at home here. if you haven't, say you played Diablo 3, it'll take a little getting used to, but I think you'll enjoy it. I'm gonna say if you're a Diablo fan, definitely check it out. It's $40, I think, for the base version, which will come with, you know, all the DLCs and everything. You don't really need to get the more expensive version that comes with, I think, Diablo 3. Like, that's not really necessary. So I would just go with the base version. You'll have a good time. And yeah, I can't wait for this game to come out and be able to go through it again. It's been such a long time. I know I've beaten it a whole bunch of times, but I honestly can't remember any of the story. Obviously, you'll kill Diablo at the end. Spoiler alert. But I really don't remember anything else. And checking out all the characters. There were 2 characters that were unplayable during the beta. The Necromancer and the Assassin. I always played either the Necromancer or the Sage? No, that's not it. Well, the one that you're seeing on screen that transforms. That's what I would always play. Druid. Definitely Druid. That's what I meant, not Sage. Sage isn't a thing, I don't think. But those were always my 2 picks, almost every single playthrough. So I can't wait to be able to play Necromancer again. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll be making a few more of these first impressions. They're like super late compared to whenever I played them. I've just been working on some other projects that have been taking a lot more of my time. But I have a Back for Blood one that I want to make, and a Riders Republic that I want to make. So, I'm not sure when those will come out, but yeah, check them out. Hopefully they'll be good. I know this one was short. I think the other ones will be a lot longer just because there's more to talk about because, you know, they're new. And yeah, catch you guys later.